Welcome, guys, to Ma and Pa's place. What are you doing in the background?
Waving to our constituents.
It's too early in the morning for this, Pa. Anyway, as I was saying, welcome to Ma and Pa's place. I am Marcella Cohn, and the clown over there is my loving husband,
Pa Silicone.
So, we were going to call this particular video Welcome to the Vampire Chronicles because we haven't been to bed yet and it's, what is it?
5:40 in the morning.
It's years. So, we don't sleep at night. We tend to do that more during the day. But we're going on a Dress the Newborns marathon. So, yes, we're going to see if we can dress 5 quintuplets in one go. So, we were going to bath them, but yeah, we've abandoned ship on that one. And we're just going to sit here and we are going to powder them and get them into some Jimmy Jams because it is getting cold, is it not?
It's starting to.
But before we start, let's go over one small minor detail first. First of all, as I said, welcome to our channel. If you are new here and you like the funny content that we try to put out, because we only do this for fun, shits and giggles. So if you like it, even if you're watching on your TV, please use your TV remote and scan up there and push that little thumbs up, because that lets YouTube know that you like us, and then you will be notified that, about us, and, they'll recommend us to other people, etc., and all that good stuff, and we don't just fall off the planet.
And hit subscribe.
Yes. Hit the notification button, share with your dolly friends so that the channel can grow. I mean, like I said, we're not doing this for any other reason other than it's just shits and giggles. But, of course, if we don't start getting the likes, and when, a lot of people are watching the video, they're just not bothering to hit the like button, and we're going to keep doing the channel for, a few more, or a couple more months yet, aren't we? But if we don't start getting at least 100 likes, at least, because, we've got like 900 people watching our videos, sometimes way more, and, but they're not hitting the like button. So if we don't get at least 100 likes per video, then we'll simply just say, well, okay, there's not enough people liking us, so we'll just quit, and we don't see the point in it. So we just wanted to get that out of the way, that even if you're on a TV, a lot of people say to me, oh, you can't comment and stuff if you're watching your stuff on TV. No, you can't comment, but you can like the video. You can go up, you can scan up to the top where the little information is, and there's a little thumbs up button, and you can push the thumbs up button on the videos, and it only takes 3 seconds. You could be doing it now while I'm rambling on. Yes. Now that I've got that. We also had somebody send us a ton of 19 questions. So that'll give us something to talk about. So, all right, well, Pa will read out the questions once we get going. First, we'll pan down to Mr. Nathaniel. We are doing first, aren't we?
Well, he is on the makeshift
I'm going to
table.
pan you down, so just moving you down. There he is.
They don't want to see my chicken legs.
How do you know? They might be feeling hungry and thinking, fried chicken. Unless they're in France, and then they'll be thinking, frog legs.
If they're feeling hungry and wanting chicken or frog's legs, I'm a little undercooked.
Yes. All right, let's get this boy unwrapped. Now, as I was saying before, it's getting chilly at night here. Finally. It's only taken a hot minute and forever.
A hot minute.
But we're going to confiscate that, mate. I'm sorry. You can get it back in a moment. Oh, Lord have mercy. Now, pop your little head out of there. Oh, gosh. Oh, Lord, we're going to need to do your hair. And you're going to need a hat because your hair sticks up in the air. And I don't have a hat for you. Gosh, Paddy, you know what drawer we keep babies' hats in or not?
Not off the top of my head.
Oh, he's going to need these socks. So we'll have to put these socks and these mitts back on him. Oh, gosh. It's one of those coloured drawers in there, I think. I think it might be the top one or something. I can't remember. But, you know, the babies' hats, you know, I'm looking for a little yellow one. Because Mr. Nanual here always wears yellow. Because I love him in yellow.
Is it going to say babies' hats?
No, those coloured big ones. Just go through until you spot some little babies, not hats, and see if you can find, there's a yellow one somewhere. I don't know if it's there. It's one of those, I think. If it's not those, it's one of the others. But it's either that set or the set near the door. We'll take his passy out. We'll pop that over there. And we'll finally get this off him because he's had this on forever. We won't change his diaper either because I don't like doing that on camera. I prefer to not. If you can't find it, don't worry about it. I'll have to do his hair later. Because it's just that if I do his hair and I wet it, it tends to stick up even worse. I don't know why, but it does. It doesn't do it with any of the others, just him. And I just needed it.
Most of them are pink and white. And
Well, just get me a white one. A white one's fine. He just has to have a hat to hold his hair down until it dries. What do you mean?
Well, all I see here are girls' hats.
Why don't you...
What about this one?
Yeah, I guess that'll have to do. It's not really what I wanted, but it'll have to do.
Well, I can bring out the drawer if you want.
Yeah. Oh, you know, that one's too big. That one is too big, pal. Hang on, guys. We're just going to find this little man a hat. Okay, we're back. And doing our darndest to get sorted. I was looking for bows for the girls. And obviously the only two I had were Halloween. So that's not going to work. But we did powder his tush while I was waiting for Pa. And now we're going to powder him, aren't we? Yes. He said, well, come on. I'm laying here getting cold. Let's get this show on the road. Pa's going to read out some questions that was sent to us from one of our lovely subscribers. Does it say on there who sent it, Pa? Does it have her name? Sorry.
I don't see a name on here. The closest thing to a name says Barbie and Dell.
You know, what the?
It's at the top.
Hang on. Barbie Indell. I think that's who sent it to me. I'm not 100% sure. I should have looked. But anyway. There you go, Pa. Pa's going to go through the questions and we're going to answer them as best we can. There's 19 of them, so let's go. Question 1.
Okay, question 1. How old am I?
The very first question.
Very first question.
Wasn't it what is your name?
No.
I'm sure it was.
Well, you can look.
Let me have a look. Let me do this. Okay. Fair enough. How old am I? I'm old. I'm very old. I am 58. I'll be 59 in May.
And I'm 59. And I'll be 60 in November.
So we're old.
Yep.
Next question.
Okay. How many kids do I have?
Oh, geez, do you want to... Well, we've been through this. And it's complicated to get people to understand. It's not complicated for me to say or explain. It's just complicated for people to understand that I have had 17 pregnancies and 14 live births. And I've had multiple foster children as well, which to me were always like my children, weren't they?
Yeah.
And one of them is still very much in my life today, and she's now 23. Still very much my daughter, you know. So in total, 27 children in total. That's 14 of my own, and then the rest foster children. And yeah, so, and oh gosh, for Pa, out of that 14, there's 9, I believe. Yeah, there's 9. Next question.
All right. Question number 3. What are my kids' names?
Oh, good Lord. You want me to sit here and name 27 children? No. That's like, that would take up this entire video, that question. I will tell you some of them. All of my dolls are named after children that I've had or lost. Children that I have lost through death, sickness, illness, murder, and accident, which however you want to look at it. The majority of my children were taken by an cult that I was raised in from birth and sold on the black market. Where, how, or what for, I don't know. It could have been the pedophile market. It could have been, harvesting organs market. It could have been black market adoptions. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So obviously when I get a new baby, it represents and gets the name of the child that it's representing. So saying that, I will go through some names, but I couldn't honestly sit here and name them all because it would just take too long. But obviously we have Nathaniel, Danica, Isaiah, Faith Elizabeth, Judah, we have Summer Rain, Winter Breeze, we have Charlie, we have Klaus, we have Starlet, we have Archie, we have Zarina, we have Matilda, but she was called Tilly for short. We had Alina, we've had Annie, we've had Billy, we've got Malachi, we've got Devon, Mia, Sparrow, just to name a few. So we'll stop there. But yes, so we do have quite a few. Next question.
All right. Question 4. How old was I when I had my first kid?
I was 11. And Pa was 17? 17. Pa was 17. I was 11. And I had my first child at age 11. I was probably... I went into puberty very young. It's rare, but it happens, and it happened to me. So, for that reason, yes, I gave birth at age 11. And again, it was because of an abusive life in the cult. Father to that child, unknown. And yes, and it was a boy, and he was a big boy. A very big boy. So, but all my babies were cesareans. They used to cut them out of me because they just wanted to get them sold quicker, I guess. I don't know what the reason was, but that's what they did. And yeah, so I was 11 and Pa was 17 when we had our first child together. Next question.
Number 5. What are my favorite colors?
Okay, well that one, Pa can answer his own on that one.
My favorite colors are black and blue.
My favorite colors are black, hot pink. I usually like hot pink and black together, or I like black just on its own. And yellow. My absolute favorite color is yellow. Yeah. All right, so I should show before we start. I'm going to put this onesie on him. It has little whales on it, just so he's got something warm underneath. And then he's going to be wearing this little crossover 2-piece pajama set with a little cloud on it. So you'll see how all that works as I'm dressing him. So next question, Pa.
All right. Number 6. How many silicone and or vinyl reborns do I have?
Okay. Vinyl reborns, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, roughly, I think 7. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. I think 7 reborns. But, no, 8. Because there's 2 that I made myself. Then there's 1 that belongs to our son, which is like a little baby Superman. And then we have 1 big girl. Yeah, so I believe we have 7 or 8 reborns. I don't know, because they're just really ornaments. They just sit on cupboards and shelves. I don't really interact with them at all. But silicones, we have 5 of these newborns. We have 5 18-month-old toddlers, which are quite large. Then we have another toddler, which is 18 months, but she's damaged. She was the one that was damaged by Naomi Johnson. And then we have Archie, who was made by DM&H Studios, and he's up for sale. So, technically we have 2 8-month-old size full body silicones as well. So yes, technically we have 12 that are ours, that are our like forever babies. One that's damaged and one that's up for sale. So technically 14 silicones. But we've got Archie up for sale because he's not a baby clone, and I will only own baby clone. I do not and will not own any artist babies because personally I don't like the doll world. Do I?
Nope.
No. Been burned too much by that, and I've been burned by 2 artists so far, and I'm just not willing to give them my money anymore. So I've had a very good, very trusted relationship with Baby Clone. They've not let me down, so, and they're extremely good to me now, and they get on my business. And every baby we own will be Baby Clone. And we like that. Makes them really siblings, doesn't it? All coming from the same place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question.
All right, number 7. What are my silicones and or reborns names?
Well, we basically went through that. The one that I'm doing now is Nathaniel, Abraham, and we've got Danica Lynn, and we have Judah James, and we have Faith Elizabeth, and we have Isaiah. Gosh, we can never remember his middle name.
Is it Emmanuel?
Isaiah Emmanuel, I believe so. And yes. And then we have Charlie Bartholomew. We have Starlet Lee, Summer Rain, Winter Breeze, and do you want to pronounce Klaus's full name?
Klaus Heinrich. That is his middle name, isn't it?
Yeah, but his first name's not. Klaus is a nickname. Klaus is short for. Oh, pardon, no. Klaus is short for his first name. His first name is Nicholas Hendrik, and it's German because he was one of my babies that was born in Germany. So I called him Nicholas Hendrik, and Nicholas is Klaus for short.
Oh.
So that's why he gets called Klaus, because Klaus is short for Nicholas. So now we have done up his groovy little duds. As you can see, I love it. They just button up all the way down. So cute. And now we're going to pop this on him, and then we're going to, actually, before we do, make life easy. I'm going to pop his little socks on, keep his toots warm, and I'll put his mitts back on, Then I'll put his coat on. And I should have. Undo this again.
Well, hell, if putting socks
I still
on
got
your,
me peeps on. I still got my nails.
if putting socks on your feet is all it takes to make life easier, I'll never take my socks off.
No, I'm talking about like before I dress him, it'll be easier to have these things on first. And then I should have dressed him, like put his pants and stuff, because I would have had to do them up anyway. So now I had to undo them and redo them up. That's what I'm saying. Because we forgot to put his little sockies on first. Didn't we, darling? Eh? Didn't we? So, I think... Oh, and then we've got Archie, which is really Archibald. We called him Archibald Craven. And... the one that Naomi damaged is Zarina. And we didn't give her a middle name. We just called her Zarina. So that's what we've got so far. And... Oh, no, we don't. Gosh, I keep forgetting the 2 8-month-olds. Geez, we're good, aren't we? Our 2 8-month-olds. Sorry, we've got Wyatt Alexander and Divinity Storm. How can I keep forgetting those two? Gosh, they're the ones we interact with the most. And it's only because they're smaller and a lot easier to deal with at the moment while I'm dealing with pain, and I'm in between painkillers. Every time the doctors give me something, I end up quite allergic to it, or it just doesn't work. And then I end up back at square one, going days on end with no pain medication whatsoever, and I'm in chronic pain all the time. And gosh, my pain's off the chart because I have what they call complex regional pain syndrome. So my whole body is in pain. I have fibromyalgia on top of that as well, which is quite severe, and I get multiple flare-ups daily. Not to mention I am chronic fatigued with it. I have IBS with it. I get dumping syndrome with it. I mean, you name it, it throws it at me. And I don't do well, do I, Pa? Pa has to help me do quite a lot these days, even so far as pulling up my underwear, because I can't pull them up because my shoulder is, I've got a locked shoulder joint, so I can't lift my arm up at all, and my elbow locks up. So it's a lock joint, I think she called it. And then I have bursitis. I can't even pronounce that. Bursitis, and I've got 3 of those poking through. And I don't see a surgeon until November, which is a real pain. And whatever is going on with that shoulder is starting to slowly affect and do the same to the other side. So I don't know if the damage was done from lifting the babies, because they are heavy. The lightest baby we have is 7.5 pounds, which is this little guy. I think Danica's like 8 pounds, so she's a little heavier, so is Judah. Oh gosh, my knee is killing me. Oh geez, I just tried to lift my leg up a little bit and that felt like it was going to snap in two. Oh gosh, that hurt. But yeah, Pa does have to help me. I mean, some of the things I say might be a bit sort of TMI, but you know, like, it's life, isn't it? He does have to help me do a lot. I do get recurring toe infections because of diabetes. So I'm nursing a very aggressive toe infection at the moment. And stupid doctors here won't give me antibiotics because I've been on them before. And they don't want me building up an immune to them in case I do get a severe infection and then it don't do nothing. And I'm like, yeah, well, my toe's about to turn black and get gangrene, love. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. So, I don't know. It's all a bit of a pain. I'm under a pain clinic as well, and we're trying to experiment with everything from physio to, I don't know, just about everything, I guess. And nothing's working so far. So I don't know what we're going to do next, but they need to do something because, you know, it's not good. I mean, I don't sleep at night. I sleep all day. When I do get up, you know, I'm constantly tired. I'm constantly nodding off in the chair like I've got bloody narcolepsy. You know, I'm housebound. I've got cabin fever because I am really tired of being stuck in the house and not being able to go anywhere and do content outside, which is what we want to do, and we want to take trips, but I can't do that into these recurring infections and all whatnots and everything else that's lovely. Stop. And then life can try and get back to normal a little bit. But there we go. Okay, so we're nice and cozy now. We are going to lightly spray his hair. So we are going to set him up. Oh, and I don't have a brush, pal. Hang on a minute. I don't think... Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I got one in here. Let's feel around. Alright. Okay, it's pink, but hey, apparently back in the 1700s, pink was a boy colour. Blue was a girl's colour. I saw that on a video on YouTube the other day, and I nearly flipped over backwards. That girls never wore pink, only boys did. That was a masculine colour, and blue was a feminine colour. And I thought, well, when did that change? So, where's his hat? Oh, here it is. I'll put this little white one on him.
Are we ready for the next question?
Oh, sorry, Pa. I got all caught up in pinks and blues. Yeah, go on. Next question.
Question 8. What's my favorite season?
Okay, what's your favourite season, Pa?
Fall or spring?
Fall and spring.
Right.
My favourite season is winter. I cannot stand hot weather. I hate summer with a passion. I hate getting hot. Just, nah. Not my cup of tea at all. Give me a winter's day and I shall thrive. Absolutely thrive. So what I do with the pacifiers, as you can see, is with whatever powder would be on that brush, as I just lightly dust the pacifier. It just takes the stickiness out of it. It does not leave any residue inside the mouth, whereas like water-based silicants and all that. Ew. Why would you want to stick gunk inside your doll's mouth and then leave it there to create mold? I've had a doll that happened to. And, you know, like, excuse my French here, but there were bitches out there made their little snarly videos of, you know, oh, you know, she bathed a doll too much. That's why it got mold. Yeah, well, go walk off, you know, take a long walk off a short pier, love, because that's not what happened. We watched this person's videos, didn't we, Pa?
Yeah.
And from her, we learnt that, you put water-based silicone on your pacifiers. And that's why our doll got mold, because we listened to stupidity. That was our mistake. So he's done. He's all snug as a bug in a rug, and he wants his dinosaur back. Thank you very much. He said, I'll have that. We'll pop that there. We'll pop that up there. And we shall... No, not that one. Bring this one over first. And then we bring that one over there like that. And we'll lift your head and pop your head back up under there. And there he is, snug as a bug in a rug. Isn't that right, Pa?
Yeah.
And then Pa will take him and pop him back to bed.
And now we're ready for question 9.
And then bring me the next one. And we'll powder the next one while we're doing question 9. What was question 9?
What is my favorite flower?
Favorite flower? Well, my favorite flower would be... Well, my absolute favorite flower is a sunflower. And hydrangeas. Absolutely love the hydrangeas.
My favorite flowers are marigolds and cactus.
Marigolds and cactus. Oh yeah, I love cactus too. We do have that in common.
Which one do you want?
Danica's next. Danica's going to wear a white bow with a long sleeve apricot coloured long sleeve onesie, and she's going to wear these little 2-piece pussycat mummy and me pajamas, and they got little pussycat footies. So that's what Ms. Danica's going to wear, Dad. Next question.
Question 10. How does this hobby help me?
How does this hobby help me? I'm going to let Pa answer that question first. How does this hobby help you?
Well, it just gives me something to focus on. It
Brings you peace.
Yeah.
I think that's what you said to me earlier.
Yeah.
You said it gives you peace. And me, the main thing I say all the time about this hobby for me is that this hobby for me gives me back what was taken. My children were taken from me, not by my choice, but by the hands of evil. And things happened to my kids after they were taken that were out of my control. The police told me that I had Buckley's and no hope of ever finding them or knowing what happened to them, because that's just the way that bullshit rolls, basically. And because of that, these babies, they fill a void and they give me back what was taken. I know they're not real. I know they're not the actual children that I lost. But they give me the comfort that I need so that I can carry on. Because if I didn't have them, then I would most likely have died a long time ago of grief. Because you never stop grieving the loss of a child ever. You know, I'm tired of hearing people say time heals. It does not heal. Time does not heal. You know, you just learn to cope. That's all it is. You just learn to cope. And that's all I've done. I've just learned to cope. And when things get really, really rough for me, I turn to these babies and I find that, you know, it can feel like they're really here, you know. And everybody has these dolls for their own reason, and everybody sees them as a work of art. Some people see them as just a collector's piece. And some people see them as if they were their babies, you know, their children. And they will play with them and mother them and do things with them and stuff like that. And there are those nasty trolls out there and haters that will pick and go off at people for, you know, treating their dolls like real babies. Well, you know, like personally, you're not paying their rent nor their bills. You don't live in their house. You know, other than being on YouTube, they're complete strangers to you. So what they do is really none of your business. And you do not have the right. God is not hiring, so stop judging. You know, you don't have the right to judge people. My dolls are very real to me. They are like my real children. You know, we cook them dinner every night. The dog loves that because she gets everything. She doesn't mind the sausage and veg. You know, but people complain, say, oh, you know, you're a nutcase. Well, hey, we're all mad around here. You know, like, we don't care what people think. We don't care what people say. You know, it really doesn't mean crapola to me, because these are my babies and they're Pa's babies, and we treat them like real babies. We take them out with us on outings and we talk about them with people. When they ask, we never lie. We always say they're not real, they're just babies. They're therapy dolls, they're works of art, you know, and all that good stuff. And we enjoy every single bit of it. And if people don't like what we do, then people don't have to watch our channel. You know, they are free to switch it off and turn over to something else. You know, go watch a collector, you know, and watch them sit their beautiful works of art in a glass cabinet and stare at it like some weird ornament. You know, they're art, but they're art that's meant to be hugged and loved and cuddled, not sat in a cupboard and looked at. I'm sorry. That's my opinion. You know, nobody has to agree with me, but that's, you know, these babies are here to be loved, not just stared at like, you know, I'm not an art museum, you know, so these are not museum pieces. These are my babies, and I love them, and when I go in the ground, they're going in the ground with me. They're all getting their own coffins, and they will be, my ashes will be put in the ground, Pa will be put beside me, and all the babies will be buried individually around us, and we will be surrounded by our babies, won't we?
Yeah.
And my daughter has made that quite clear, that she will carry out my wishes and see to it that that is done. You know, so that's already planned and paid for and organised. So, you know, people might say, oh, what a waste of money, you know, putting all that beautiful art in the ground. No, it's not. These are my babies. And I can't stand the thought of selling them, splitting up the collection, you know, and having somebody else be mother to what is my baby. You know, my real babies were stolen. And, you know, somebody else is out there probably playing mother to something that is not theirs. You know, and I did not ask my babies to be taken and given away. So, next question, Park, because this is getting morbid, and I don't want it to get morbid. This is fun.
All right. Question 11. Do I prefer rooted or painted hair?
Oh, well, I definitely prefer rooted. And in my case with Baby Clone, their hair is definitive. And I love the definitive hair because it means it does not fall out. And I love that. And, you know, it's a little secret of theirs. I do know how they do it, you know. It's not hard, you know, to work out how they do their definitive hair. But they do it beautifully. And every one of my babies here, other than Archie, other than Archie, they all have definitive hair. Miss Denica has definitive hair.
Question 12. Do you prefer awake or asleep?
I like both.
Yeah.
I like both. I like babies awake. I like babies asleep. I own both. I have babies that are awake. I have babies that are asleep. Miss Danica is a sleeper, but she's haunted, so she's aware of what's going on. She peeks, and sometimes she'll open her eyes up really big. They all have internal eyes, but they're not supposed to be able to open them, and she does. And she's been seen many times on camera, and she's shocked viewers in the past when she's full on opened her eyes, and my foot is swelling up like a balloon. Part's going to get the cream and massage all that fluid out of there. I also have a blood disorder, something wrong with my bone marrow, and it causes me to make too many red cells, and then the red cells make too much blood, and then I end up with blood that's thick like jam, and it pools down in my feet, and I end up with really severe pitted edema, and you look like that looks like a pin cushion right now. You could pop it with a pin. But yeah, awake or asleep, I prefer either. You know, I guess it depends on the doll, really. You know, if it was like a big 18-month-old, of course I want them awake. You know, because toddlers are on the go, aren't they? And our babies wear little tiny newborn sleep masks to bed so that they can look like they're asleep. But like newborns and stuff, you know, normally we get the sleepers. I plan to, or hope to, one day do a couple of 3-month-old babies, and one will be asleep and one will be awake, so they'll be both. Next question.
All right.
What about you, Pop? What do you prefer?
What?
Awake or asleep?
I actually prefer the awake.
Yeah, you like I've paid thousands of dollars for this thing and I want it to bloody look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to have that attitude. You know, I used to think, geez, if I'm paying $7,500 for this doll, I want it to stare at me. You know, it's gonna look at me. But I got to a point where now I just prefer either. Doesn't bother me.
Question 13. Favorite food?
Oh, Lord. What's yours?
That's a mind bender for Ma.
It is. What's your favourite food?
American pizza.
Pizza.
Yep.
Yeah, that's because in the 1980s it was a Ninja Turtle.
No, that's not why I prefer pizza. I prefer pizza because it's delicious. It's very versatile. You can make them any way you want. And it doesn't have to be any one certain thing. You can do a variety.
Obesity in the making.
Well, you don't eat enough to get obese if you're smart.
Yeah. Well, favourite food to me is really hard because I just don't eat. I'm not fat because I overeat. I'm fat because I have a screwed up thyroid. And my thyroid makes me fat and I don't have to put anything in my mouth. I just get fat. I could look at food and I get fat. You know. Either that or it's what I said before, you know. I'm really a skinny bitch. I just have airbags because God thinks I'm precious. But,
Airbags?
yes. He gave me airbags because he thinks I'm precious. But, gosh, favourite food. I see again, I don't know, because a favourite food to me is everything that hates me. Because I'm so bloody allergic to everything. I'm allergic to all chemicals. I'm allergic to every single antidepressant on the market, and I suffer from chronic depression. I am allergic to so many different foods, it's not funny. I'm allergic to caffeine, so I can't drink straight up coffee or iced coffee or anything like that. And no, Australia sucks when it comes to decaf.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, even where we live, you know, you can get one brand, one jar of decaf, that's it. There is no such thing as variety here.
No, there isn't.
Is there, pal?
No, there isn't.
Absolutely no such thing as variety at all whatsoever. So, it makes it really hard when you're trying to work out with what, like even bananas. Like, come on, I love bananas. They hate my guts. As soon as I eat bananas, I bloat because apparently I have some allergic reaction to fructose. So any kind of fruit, and I'm going to look like I'm ready to give birth to quintuplets again. Because I'm just going to bloat. So, Pa's chicken, soy and garlic chicken stir-fried and rice is definitely a favourite. That is definitely a favourite with me. Because
we had that just last night.
We had that last night for dinner, yes. And it was yum. Absolutely yum. So that would be it for me. I mean, gosh, it's a hard question, guys. I mean, I can't eat nothing. That's why I say, I mean, I'm not fat from overeating. I'm just fat because I have a bad thyroid. And Missy Moo, you look so flippin' cute in this. You look so cute. I'm just going to pick her up and show you guys. Look at this little thing. Oh, hang on a minute. We tuck your tag in, love. That'd be annoying. All right. Where are we? See, look, there's I am's. Hello, my peeps. Oh, isn't she? Look, isn't she cute? Can you see her? I'm trying to roll her over so that you can see her. She's so... Can you see how cute she is?
Yeah.
What a cutie patootie. Next question. I know there's a question coming up that Pa's dying to answer.
I am?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, question 14 is favorite cartoon.
That's one of them. Go for it, Pa.
Well, for me, my favorite cartoon is from the 70s and 80s, the Super Friends. And from the 60s through the 70s, the original Scooby-Doo.
The original.
Scooby-Doos today just aren't the same.
Right. I'm just going to get her bow.
But the original Scooby-Doo, I cannot get enough of.
So you like the original Scooby-Doo and the Super Friends.
Yes.
Right. I only have one favourite cartoon. And I'm going to show it to you rather than tell you. And I've just lost it. Where did it go? There it is. It was a Looney Tunes cartoon,
Here it comes.
and it's called One Froggy Evening.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime gal. Sunday you're just my wine. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone and tell me I'm your own.
Now, I will tell you why I love that cartoon. It reminds me of Pa. Did you see those frog legs?
I saw those frog legs when I was a little kid.
Yes, well, you have those frog legs.
They're not
And every
green.
time I see that cartoon or hear that song, I instantly think of Pa. Because he throws his leg up in the air exactly like that.
I do not.
You do too. And I tell you what, I've got many a video that subscribers out there have seen you chuck that leg of yours up in the air.
I only did that just to be funny.
Like I said, Pa reminds me of that frog. So that is my favourite cartoon. Yes. And that is all for Miss Danica. She's a done. Yes, she is. We're going to move on to the next one.
Favorite singer?
Oh, good Lord. Favourite singer? I have too many.
Well, that's an easy answer for me.
Well, for you it is, yeah.
Yeah, my favorite singers are Ozzy Osbourne and AC/DC.
Yeah.
I do like others, but those two are my favorites.
I'm actually not going to stick her head in there. Oh, God, see, and that's why. It's going to mess up her hair and pull off her bow. Just tuck that underneath her. Oh, it's pulled your bow off, darling. Hang on, we get it back on. If I can ever get hold of it. There we go, honey pot.
Honey pot.
Yeah, well, she's my little honey pot, aren't you? All right, there. Dada can take you now. Pretend under that pump. Say bye-bye, Danica. Say thanks for coming, guys. All right, we're going to get the next one, which will be Isaiah. My favourite singer, look, I don't really have a favourite because I like a variety of music. I mean, I'm like Pa. I like AC/DC. I love Black Sabbath. I love, Deep Purple.
Yep.
Fleetwood Mac. I loved Roxette. I loved
Bananarama.
Bananarama. I loved so many. But then I love other kinds of music like Enya. I love Enya and excuse me. I love that new age type music, especially at the moment. I'm really into that sort of stuff. I love stuff from the 80s. I love stuff from the 90s. I love stuff from the 60s. Oh. And I've got to move my foot because it's killing me.
Yeah, my music of choices are from the 70s and 80s. Those 2 decades were absolute genius for good music.
Yeah. Now, this is Isaiah. Isaiah is one of our 5 quintuplets. And he is Pa's baby. Isn't he, Pa?
Yep.
So this is Pa's boy. And the reason this is Pa's boy is because he is the oldest of our dolls. We've had him the longest. We've had him nearly 5 years now. And he's silicone. Although it's like extremely soft, it's stiffer than the other 4. The softest of all of them is Faith. Judah is next, then Nathaniel, then Danica, then him. He's the stiffest. Silicone-wise, he is the stiffest because of that. And I'm just going to sit you up, sweetheart. Because of his stiffness, Pa feels a bit safer dressing him and so on. So he's not comfortable. Trying to get your arms up. He does have armatures in his arms too. That makes his arms a bit stiffer. Yeah, but he doesn't have the fear that you do with the others, because the others are just too soft, too floppy for Pa. And he's a lot stiffer, so Pa doesn't mind dealing with him and dressing him and all that good stuff. Hey, baby boy. We're just going to get your little singlet off here.
Well, number 16 is favorite comedian.
Favorite comedian? Mine is... My favorite comedians are those ones that do those puppets. Like Achman, the suicide bomber. God, I love him.
Isn't that Terry Fator?
I don't know, but I don't know their names, but I know who they are if they come up. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was him, he did Achman, that said, silence, I'd kill you. And then there was the guy that did... Walter. Oh, God, I love Walter. He's just too funny. Just too funny. Love Walter. And then there was another guy that did a couple of really good, really funny puppets. And one of them was Teddy Bear. And the guy's name was Dave something. Because Teddy Bear used to always be talking, and then Dave would be talking, and then Teddy Bear would go, "But I'm hungry, Dave." And I love that. I love Teddy Bear. I actually have one here somewhere, and if you squeeze him, he says that. He says, "Oh, hungry, Dave."
Favorite movie?
Oh, jeez. Anything horror.
Yeah.
Oh, I love horror movies.
I like horror movies
But
too.
they got to be good. Like in your face Texas Chainsaw Massacre stuff.
Yeah, they can't be B-grade movies.
I can't stand, and I'm not taking his nappy off, guys. I am just getting ready to powder him. Not that he needs it. He doesn't get sticky like the others. His armature is broken here, which is a pain. And he doesn't have wire armatures. He has those little plastic jointed armatures, and one did snap soon after he got back, and I thought maybe, that was deliberate because, he was repaired by Naomi Johnson, and she destroyed 2 other dolls on me, and I thought, well, I wouldn't be surprised if he was a setup as well. I hope I'm not flashing, but I've got to, get some powder on the unmentionables down there.
Yeah, unmentionables.
But yeah, I love horror. A good horror movie.
Yeah.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Evil Dead. I don't like reruns and Evil Dead 2. Nah, it got stupid.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't do B grade stupid, you know, like the first one was really good, second one, no.
Yeah, I didn't care for the second one either.
You know, and apparently then they went on and made a third as well, and I thought, I'll give up the ghost, you know, but who doesn't like a bit of Friday the 13th? Freddy Krueger, Jason, you know, Michael Myers, come on, now that's what you got to do, you know.
Yeah.
Nothing like a bit of Chucky as well. Chuck some Chucky in there. Although, what was that other one that they brought out? That female robot child, Megan. Yeah, that was pretty damn good. She was a psychopathic toy, wasn't she?
Mm.
You know, and there's this chick on Etsy. You can buy life-size versions of Megan. Now, I'd love to have her sitting up in the corner of my lounge room, scare the people that come in here.
Yeah.
My daughter already calls my babies all Chuckies. She don't like them. She thinks they're
Well, if it's a girl, I guess it'll be a Chuckarina.
Chuckarina.
Question 18 is, what do you dislike about YouTube?
Oh, don't get me started. Jeez. Hang on a second, I'll just do up his... The one thing I do like about Mr. Isaiah here is I love his belly button. That was well done. You know. That was definitely well done. But I just... Geez, now what don't I like about YouTube? Well, I don't like about YouTube is pretty simple, two things. One, when you make a complaint like you're being bullied or, you know, internet trolled, all that sort of crap, they do crap ass nothing about it. They couldn't give two iota. And when I've got trolls trolling on my channel and you block them, all you're doing is stopping them from commenting. But they can still be there. They can still be watching. You know, and that annoys the crap out of me. If you block somebody, YouTube, then bloody block them. So that they can't see your channel. So that they can't do, you know, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, when someone's trolling my channel or, you know, bullying the crap out of me, then I don't want you knowing anything about my channel. I don't want you knowing anything about what I'm doing, what I'm saying. You know, I don't want you part of my life. Get off my channel. You know, and YouTube needs to fix it so that that can happen. So that when they're blocked, they're blocked. Because, you know, that's what I found out. Because there's a lot of people that, you know, trolled against me when the Naomi Johnson saga was going on, you know, and because Naomi Johnson was found out to be a thief and a liar, you know, and these parasites supported her, you know, like they blocked me, but hey, their crap still comes up on my channel. You know, I still get notified that they've got videos coming out, you know, and I don't want to see their crap. I couldn't give a rat's ass what they're doing, you know. And I mean, that's the one thing I hate about YouTube. I think if you block somebody, then they should be blocked. They don't get notified. They don't get to see what you're doing. They can't look you up. Nothing, you know. You got to block them. Then, for heaven's Betsy, block them. What do you think, pal?
Yep.
Because otherwise,
You didn't want them to. If you wanted them to see your stuff, you wouldn't want to block them to begin with. So
Right.
if you're blocking somebody, you don't want them seeing nothing.
exactly. I don't want people, you know, being a part of my channel anymore. I don't want them to be able to sit back and still enjoy my videos. To this day, You know, I know a lot of people watch my videos, and a lot of them are trolls, and a lot of them are spies for the trolls. And they watch my videos so that they can report back to the trolls. You know, and personally to me, I think if you're doing that, you like my stuff and that makes you a fan. But still, you're uninvited and you're unwelcome, so get off. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not here for the numbers. Couldn't give a stuff about, you know, oh, I want to get 1 million subscribers, blah, blah, blah. I would like to see my channel grow just because people want to have fun. No other reason.
Well, number 19, and the final question. What do you like most about YouTube?
What do I like most about YouTube? Well, hang on a minute. What don't you like about YouTube?
That was pretty much it, too.
Same.
Yeah.
Alright, well, what I like about YouTube is that I can make people laugh. I can share my babies with the world, with decent people that are like-minded souls. I've made some of my closest friends and soul sisters through YouTube. And I guess the most important thing to me is that I'm not going to live forever. I am chronically ill and I do have some very serious health issues going on that I am currently waiting for surgery on. Just that the hospitals here are just overrun at the moment and they just keep pushing us all back. I'm one of 9 breast cancer. No, I'm number 10. There's 9 others before me. Breast cancer patients waiting for mastectomies. I'm waiting for a double mastectomy. So I'm not going to be around forever. What I like about YouTube is that my videos will be. Even when I'm dead and gone, my videos will always be there. My channel will never get shut down. It'll just stay there, and you know, those that know me and those that do love me and Pa, you know, they will always have our videos to remember us by when we're gone. And I guess I've got to move this over a bit, Pa. Oh, Lord have mercy. I guess for me that's important. That once I'm gone, because my kids are gone. And I don't have parents. I don't have family. You know, so it's only going to be through YouTube that I will be remembered. Because other than that, once I'm gone, that's it. I'm forgotten.
Well, I will be too.
We don't have family. Pa has a sister and a mother that's still living. Father's passed away. But he's disowned his family due to his father's abuse and his mother's denial on his father's abuse. So I thought, you know, like she knew what was going on. She turned a blind eye because she wanted the lifestyle that man was providing. And she was going to sacrifice her son to get it. So Pa disowned her and decided to have nothing to do with her. And I don't blame him. And as for the sister, she's a bitch with a capital B. You know, I mean, seriously. I mean, I've never met such a wicked, nasty, spiteful woman in all my life. Selfish, greedy, you know, and again, she's like her mother. You know, she's taking her crap out on Pa all his life. He's the older one. You know, she was just a one-night stand that went wrong. You know, they don't even share the same father. That says a lot about his mother. And, yeah, it's just greed, I guess. She wants Pa out of the picture because then she inherits everything. You know, she gets the whole lot. Everything gets left to her now. Pa doesn't care. We don't care. You know, we're not greedy. We're not selfish. You know, we're not going to commit one of the 7 deadly sins and fall victim to greed. You know, so we're not interested in that, are we, Pa?
No.
We never have been. Nothing's ever been about money for us.
No.
You know, Pa and I just do what we have to do, and we survive the best that we can. Doing these babies are not easy for us. There are times when Pa and I go without so much. Sometimes we even go without food. You know, so because we've put every cent we've got into doing these babies, and we have to pay them off, and they take such a long time, so that's why they're so precious to us. We can't afford to lose any of them or have them get damaged. So yeah, thank you, Naomi Johnson, for wasting my money twice.
Yeah.
She destroyed 2 dolls. Both cost me $27,000, and that's not including what I paid her to do repairs on them.
But folks, at the end of the day, me and Ma, all we have is each other.
Yep.
And frankly,
And God help.
that's all I need.
God help the one that's left behind, because when one of us goes, I guarantee the other will be only months behind, because we won't survive without the other, would we?
No.
I could not survive without Pa. See, I get emotional around this stuff. It's terrible. And, oh God, my hormones are flaring up now. Yeah, I could not survive without Pa, and I know Pa couldn't survive without me.
No.
So, we've known each other since we were 13 and 14,
Yeah.
haven't we? You know, like, we're just each other's world, I guess. You know, we had children together, and those children, like all of our others, you know, the occult took them, you know, because me and Pa were on again, off again throughout life, only because the cult kept moving me around and we'd lose touch. And that's when they took their opportunities to take the kids. You know, when certain people were out of the picture. You know, and then I'd always have to track him down again, and then we'd run into each other again in Germany, and you know, and then I went through a stage there at Heidelberg, didn't I?
Yeah.
And I just didn't like him. We were in high school, and I just didn't like him. You know, he had too many girlfriends all at once. I didn't like him. You know, so... And I just thought, nah. And then, yeah, Pa had to do a little bit of growing up and learning. And he had to go on a spiritual walk and find God before I'd liked him. And then once he did, and, you know, sort of, a lot of it with you was just sort of kind of fitting in with your mates, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that normal teenage crap where boys have this habit of trying to fit in with their friends, so they'll do the same shit their friends are doing. And Pa kind of fell into that, and because of that, I just didn't like the drinking and the smoking and the parties that he kept going to, and I just thought, no. You go out, boy, and sow your wild oats and call me when you're over it. And I just stayed in my own little world and raised my kids the best I could, and went to school. I was a mother. I was trying to go to school in Heidelberg for a little while. Didn't work out. They kept moving me around. They kept sending me to bloody Russia and like Japan and wherever. So yeah, it was all a pain in the butt, wasn't it, Pa?
Yeah.
He looks
Sure
lovely,
was.
and he looks lovely in green, and it's so cool because his dummy's that colour. So that worked out well, mate, didn't it? Your pacifier matched.
Mm.
How's about that? There he goes. Now I'm going to do his hair. Give him a little hat. What are you doing, Pa?
Spraying his hair.
Oh, good Lord. He has the best hair, this baby. It was black, but it faded to this browny ginger colour. It's the colour of what Pa's beard used to be. You had a bit of a ginger beard there for a while, didn't you, Pa?
My beard was flat out red.
And it's funny
The
because
top of
your hair was white.
Yeah, the top of the sides of my face, my beard was blonde, but on the chin and underneath on my neck, it was fire engine red.
That's weird.
So I had a two-tone colored beard.
Look at this hair, though. Can you see that hair? Look at it. It's gorgeous. That's definitive hair as well. And it's just stunning. He has seriously, this baby has, out of all of them, he has the best hair. It's just so lovely. And I've just done it, and I'm going to ruin it by putting a hat on it.
Yep.
I love it. He needs a hat. It's getting cold. There, we'll just leave a little kiss curl sticking out. How about that, darling? I don't know if you guys can see him, but I'll try and turn him around. There he is. Looking all spiffy, aren't you, darling?
Yep.
Okay, let's get you back into bed. Now, here, oh, Lord have mercy. I might have to stop for 5 minutes, guys, and just get up and walk this foot out. Because the swelling is just atrocious. You got your little giraffe there, sweetheart. And pop your little legs in. I love these little sleeping bags because they're so, like, they can just snuggle down in there. And this one over here. And he's right to go. Pop you back in there. Off you go. Sleepy boy. Right, and he's out of here. Next one is Miss Faith. Right, now I'll just fix this up. This was sliding this off. Right. Oh, I gotta move back for a
Does he
second.
need to slide down a little?
Yeah, just have a look. Oh, gosh, look at my foot. It's a balloon, and you can see that really, I don't know if you can see that really bad toe there. It's the second toe, and it's bright red and purple, and the swelling is atrocious, but I've only got 2 babies to go, and I just want to keep going because I want to get this over with. I've been pushing to get...
Be right back.
I have been pushing to get these babies dressed for the longest time and get them out of these summer outfits. Yeah, sweetheart, let's get you a... Oh, Lord have mercy. She's a mess. Now, look at these darling little socks. Aren't they gorgeous? Oh, she's so beautiful. This baby, she's our new one. She came home with Miss Divinity, I believe. And she's got the loveliest little, look at that little face. Look at that little face. Now, Pa has PKU. And this little one is our little PKU baby as well. That's why she's more pale. And, but she's lovely. And she's so soft. She's so soft that when you hold her, oh, Lord have mercy, she feels so real, doesn't she?
Yep.
She feels like she just sinks into you. Oh, hang on a second, I've got peeps. I've got little peeps jumping out at me. I don't know where that come from.
It's a pip of a peep.
A pip of a peep? What's that?
Just,
Something you just made up on the spur of the moment?
probably.
Good. Oh, look, I can't believe it's like nearly 7:30
Yeah.
in the morning and we haven't been to bed yet.
Yeah.
So we probably won't get to bed until quite late because anything we have to do today, we'll go do it first. And then we'll go to bed. The other day we did this, we didn't get to bed till midday. And then we got up at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we never sleep long, neither. I'm lucky if I sleep 2 to 3 hours and then I'll wake up and then I'll go back to sleep again about 2 or 3 hours later. So my sleep pattern is not only radical, but it's not good neither. Pain wakes me up and that's the worst. Is that pain wakes me up. But I'm thinking I might change her diaper. Do you want to grab me one of those? I'll put one of these on her since she's not wearing one. Should have done it with Danica too, but I never got around to it. But we will try and see if we can change hers without flashing any of her unmentionables. But if we accidentally do, people, remember, she's just a doll. So there's no need to go all prudish and upset because she's got lovely bits. She's a doll. You know, don't make a big deal out of it. I mean, it's so weird how they say, oh, you know, if you show the doll's bits on camera, you know, you're going to get flagged and da-da-da-da-da. Yet, years ago when I was doing reborning, you know, like, hello, you had to show the bits to sell them because the people that were buying those dolls wanted to see all of it. They wanted to see every inch of that baby from start to finish. So, you know, like it wasn't taboo then like it is now. She does have an umbilical cord, but hers is detachable because hers has the little clamp on it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's very realistic and it has a little clamp on it, but I have no idea right now where I put it. Do you remember where I put it? It was on your table, the end of your bed. Could you just have a look? It's in a little bag. I'm not saying it'll be there, but you know.
Well, I can tell you it's not.
Because it was. For the longest time, it was there. I just can't remember where I put it. And that's not good, is it? You know, I know where it is, and then I go and move it to a safe place and forget where the safe place is. Gosh. And I'm always doing that, aren't I, sweetheart? We haven't got a powder down there. And try and, oh gosh, hang on. This left-handedly. And just get in there and just brush some of that powder on. Just to get into the groin there.
No, it's there.
Not there.
No.
Gosh, where did I put it? See, I always knew where it was, and then I did the smart thing of moving it to a safe place. And guess who's forgotten where the safe place is? Now, I've got to turn her over, and she's extremely soft, so it's going to be hard to turn her over without showing her lovelies. Alright, so we can show Tush, because Tush is fine. She's got the cutest little bum, but she's very shiny at the moment. You know, she probably could do with a remat, and that's why I said I'd love to learn. Somebody did send me a link, sweetheart. I did get it. If you're watching, and I will answer you. I've just been very sick and I've been flat out, and I haven't had a chance to answer you. But thank you, sweetheart. I did get it, and I will watch it.
Folks, she gets her cute butt from me.
Oh, yeah, you wish. You don't have no butt.
That's because she's got it.
Mm-hmm. Well, actually, her butt does look a bit like yours. Your butt's sort of very tiny and sucked in like that.
Sucked in.
You know how it goes that way?
God.
That shape? You know, where the back is a bit broader and then you've got this really, you know... Yeah, well, let's just not go there, okay? People are going, oh, TMI, you know? TMI. Oh, dear. Alright, I think you're pretty powdered now, girl. Alright, let's flip you over again. 1, 2... Ugh. There we go. That wasn't too bad, was it? Now we're going to get a new nappy on you.
Her finger.
Oops. Sorry. I love these kitty care diapers. They're very good quality and they're lovely and thick. I buy them from a company called Kitty Care, and I buy them online.
And you can play tic-tac-toe on them.
Or you can on these ones. They're all different depending on the baby. Like the size. These are the newborn ones. There we go. See, I'm not so bad. If I flashed, I'm sorry. You know, shit happens. I'm trying to... Oh, this is not...
Are you kidding me?
What?
The lights just flickered.
Oh, great. We're going to get a blackout. That's all we need. Oh, gosh. I'm trying to get this. I didn't... Oh, well, here we go. Look, this will do. Let's just do her up. There we go. They just fit better than some of the other newborn brands. So I do like this. There we go, fresh bum. She said, well, now I feel better. I needed a fresh bum. I had that one. Hey, Pa, you can have that one. Yeah. So
What do I want it for?
Well, because I'm giving you a gift. Don't want a gift horse in the mouth.
A gift horse in the mouth?
Yes.
A poopy diaper?
Well, if you want, I'll put some Nutella in it and make it more realistic.
That's nasty.
I remember people doing those videos, you know, where they were putting the Nutella in the diaper and changing the baby's poopy thing, and, you know, like, they're fun to watch and stuff. Oh gosh, hang on a minute, I've got to put a bloody mitts back on. They're fun to watch and everything, but would I do it myself? No. No, I don't want to be trying to get Nutella out of the cracks and crevices of my doll's butt.
Right.
Especially like these babies. This is Sabai by Baby Clone. It's one of their newborn models. And you can buy these babies two ways, with both hands open, both hands closed, or one of each, one open, one closed. You can buy them awake or asleep or eternal eyes, it's up to you. But they are the wrinkliest babies. They have the proper look. I mean, they have so many. You can see her lifts up her leg like that. You can see the wrinkles on her leg. And she's got a wrinkly little butt. I would not want to be cleaning Nutella out of that. Nah, that'd be nasty. So no thank you. I love role play, but I'm not going to those extremes. You know, I mean, each to their own. If that's what you want to do, go for it. It's your doll. It's your life. You know, be yourself. The world will adjust. You know, and a lot of people have issues with people wanting to breastfeed their dolls. Now, look, for me, I think that's taking it a bit too far. But again, it's each to their own. If that's what they want to do, then it might give them comfort. Maybe they lost a child and they were breastfeeding the child at the time. You know, maybe they never got the opportunity to breastfeed their children. So role playing gives them that satisfaction of knowing what that's like. Don't judge. You don't know what their reasons are. You know, and even if you did, you still don't have the right to judge. You know, and tell somebody what they can and can't do, because it's not your life, it's theirs. And if they come into your home and start nitpicking and judging everything you did, you be the first to jump up and down and be a Karen. So don't do it to others. You know, don't go nitpicking and judging other people because of, oh, you know, you own that doll, and or you've got this or you've got that. You know, like, get over yourself. Leave people alone. Look at this baby. Look at this baby. She's just so cute. Oh my goodness. Just the way she's laying there. She is so pretty. I haven't had a lot of time with the newborns. I've been doing a lot of stuff with the older babies, dressing them. Oh my God. Dressing 5 of those babies. One comes in at 36 pounds and the other 2 come in at 34 pounds, I think.
Somewhere around there.
They're heavy.
I don't remember the exact.
They are heavy. And I'm telling you guys, by the time you dress 5 of those and 2 8-month-olds, you're done. Your back is screaming at you. My hips were screaming at me. Everything I owned was screaming at me. I was done. So I don't get time to sit with these little guys. And that's sometimes what I miss. I miss not just being able to sit on my bed and, you know, just cuddle up with a baby.
Yeah.
You know, I don't get to do that because I can't even sit on my bed anymore. It's too painful for me. My hips just, no. Another reason why I don't go to bed till I absolutely have to, because just being in bed for me is painful. Because I can't roll over properly, and when I do get on my side, you know, I've got shoulders screaming at me, you know, and the agony becomes too much that you can't stay there, and then you end up having to roll back. And that's hard for me because I hate sleeping on my back. You know. But oh my goodness, girl, you are just too cute. You know that? Where did you get to be so damn cute? Huh?
She gets it from me.
This is Miss Faith Elizabeth. One of my quintuplets. I had quintuplets. They were born in Germany, these babies. And she was the tiniest, I remember, of all of them. She was 2 pounds 1 ounce. And she was she was in the NICU for a lot longer than most. And she was just so beautiful though. And I don't know what happened to these little ones. I think these little ones were split up and sold on the black market for illegal adoptions. And it breaks my heart to think that, somebody out there is playing mother to something that they legally have no rights to have.
Yeah.
And that my babies don't even know that they are quinnies unless they were all sold to the same person. I don't know. I'd like to believe that maybe they were kept together. And I like to believe that they're still alive. Because again, I don't know. I grew up in a world where there was a lot of sick, very rich people that would have your child killed so that they could buy your child's kidneys to keep their child alive. Or they needed your child's heart so that they could keep their child alive because it needed a heart. And that's why I say I don't know if my babies are alive or not, because I don't know, were they adopted out illegally, or were they used, what we used to call, for the meat market and cut up for body parts. And I know it sounds horrifying and it is heartbreaking, and I will start crying if I don't stop talking about it. But it is a reality, and unfortunately it is my reality. I was literally owned by them for 34 years. And then, even when I thought I was free, I wasn't. And it didn't really stop until I was 50. So I've only been free of this crap for 9 years. Coming up 9 years. We're going to do your hair now, Missy. But yes, what's that band you introduced me to the other day, Pa, that I didn't know nothing about?
Bad Company.
Oh yeah, Bad Company. Some of their songs, again, I don't like, but some I did. But see, I'm somebody that just likes all kinds of music. I just don't like, I can't stand freaking grunge. Don't even go there. With grunge, I don't do grunge. I don't do heavy metal where it's nothing but bloody screaming and you can't understand a word they're saying because it's just freaking noise.
Yeah.
And I don't do opera.
Me either.
I cannot cope. Your hair is so long at the back, Missy. Her hair is extremely fine. She has the finest hair. But you can get a beautiful little curl up here. But this is just very, very long and stringy. I don't know. It's hard to kind of style it, really. But I do my best. I'll give her a bow and hopefully it'll look alright. Drop that on there, darling. These bows are a little bit big, which is a problem. I need to tie a knot in her bow. I'll just move her over there a bit. Turn it so that you can see over there she is. Can you see her? Oh, look at him. Get that powder out of the way. There we go. So there's IMs. And I love it because you can put her arm up there and she'll just leave it there. Oh, I love this baby. She is definitely one of my favourites. Little Faith Elizabeth. Isn't she stunning? Absolutely stunning, baby. Aren't you, baby girl? I'm just going to powder your lips. Alright, there we go. Look at her. So sweet. And just pop that in there. Boom. Straight in. Nice and easy. And there she is. Beautiful. Isn't she gorge?
Yep.
Stunning. Alright, can we do the marathon and get this last one done or what? Do you think we can make it? I don't know. I'll scream once the camera's off. I'll go, my bloody foot. And then I'll recline my chair and Pa will come to the rescue. Won't you, darling?
The rescue.
Yes, you'll come and massage all the fluid out of that foot so I can cope later. There. We won't pop her head in because we don't want to wreck her hair. All right, Pa, she's all yours. Which way are we going?
I need her head
That
on
way?
my right arm. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Next. Oh, hang on a second, guys. Oh, excuse my, oh God, that hurts my hip. Excuse my ugly foot, but gosh, look at that. It is so swollen and that toe is so bad. I'll see if I can swing it around. Can you see that toe? It's ugly and it's extremely painful. Oh. And it's not just my foot that's hurting at the moment, it's this knee is killing me, my hip is killing me. And I'm just dying all year round. Oh. Alright, last baby, Mr. Duda James. Mr. Duda James. There we go. And we changed him the other night. Put him in this little white outfit and he looks like a little tennis player. He does. Well, let me get him out of there. Look, tell me that boy doesn't look like he's going to have a game of tennis. He's all in white. Aren't you, buddy? I mean, it's a very cute outfit, but it's a bit too much white, I think. Kind of break it up a little bit.
Mr. Rourke from Fantasy Island or Boss Hogg from the Dukes of Hazzard likes
Yeah,
white.
but why is it that some of the bad guys always wore white? Aren't they supposed to?
Mr. Rourke wasn't a bad guy.
I know, but you know what I'm talking about. Boss Hogg. You know, the guy was a fiend, and yet he wore white. Should have been wearing black, shouldn't he? But then again, you know, that's stereotyping the colour, isn't it?
Just because you wear a certain color doesn't mean that you're
Well,
a certain
again,
way.
it's other people's perceptions, you know, like they think if you, like with me, people think because I like gothic stuff, you know, like I must be still a devil worshipper and I'm still in an occult and all this other bull crap. I'm a reverend of the Universal Life Church and I'm bloody religious. You wouldn't know it because I don't Bible bash and jam it down people's throats. You want to pray with me, you want to have me pray over you, yeah, I can show you a very religious side of me. But normally I keep my religion very personal, you know, and I let people come to me when they're seeking God. I don't go to them because I know how aggressive people can get you know, if you try to Bible bash them. You know, if you try to preach to them in any way. You know, they can get very up in your face about it, can't they?
Yep.
Roll over, darling. We're just going to...
And that is the one
Get that up
thing
your
that
back.
I cannot stand is people Bible bashing me.
Yeah.
If I have some questions, I'll ask you,
Yeah.
but don't shove it down my throat.
No. See, Pa, he's a reverend as well. And, you know, we minister very differently. Pa's very quiet, you know, does small sermons and things, where it was me, I'm a bit more hands-on. I tend to like to pray with people. I like to pray over the sick and visit the elderly, and you know, and I like to get into debate sometimes about certain things, you know, because I think I do believe that some people interpret the Bible the wrong way, you know, and I have a very different view on it, you know, like, there are certain religions that I don't like, you know. I'm not big on, well, I'm definitely not in favour of the Mormon church that believes in polygamy.
Yeah.
You know, you have one wife and that's it. More than that, you're, in my opinion, you're committing a sin. You know, and it's disgusting when you're seeing polygamists that are marrying a woman and then turns around and marries her daughter as well. I'm not going to share my husband with my mother or with my daughter. I mean, come on, that's sick.
Yes, it is.
That is really sick. So, I mean, you know, like, I have my issues around certain religions, you know. I used to be Catholic years ago. I joined a Catholic church and I went through the whole process and I got baptized to Catholic, and it was the biggest mistake of my life. You know, I found the Catholic Church, and again, I'm not judging Catholics at all. Just my experience with the Catholic Church, they were the biggest thieving, brainwashing liars that were also the most bigoted, nasty people I ever met, and they judge more than anyone I know. You know, I took my daughter to church because she wanted to go to church that particular Sunday. She said, "Can we go to Mass?" And I said, "Of course, darling, we can go to church." She was an altar person. And she said to me, you know, she wanted to go to church, so we did. We went to church, we sat through it, we did our Mass, we did all that good stuff, you know. It was a lovely service. We thought that was wonderful, and everybody started to leave. You know, the priest was out the front, and I walked past these two little biddies sitting on the seat waiting for everybody else to leave before they got up and left. And as I walked past them with my daughter, they had the audacity to say, "Oh, look, I didn't realise we allow heathens in our church." I was livid. My 10-year-old daughter was there. And you want to have a go at me? You want to judge me? You want to call me names? You go right ahead, because, you know, honey, I've got skin as tough as brass or iron, and it's just going to bounce off. But when you say shit in a church, in a house of God, and it's directed at my daughter as well, who is only at the time 10 years old, then you are going to deal with me in God's house. And I did. I backed up to those bitches and I said, that's right, love, come to the dark side. We've got cookies. And they shit themselves. Because I told my daughter, I said, honey, go out and see Father Amel out the front there. Say hello. And as she walked out, that's when I backed up to them. And then I said to them, I said, if you ever sit there and gossip and talk about my daughter and make assumptions about my daughter being a heathen, I said, so help me God. It will not be the Lord you will see, because I will pick you up personally myself and I will throw your ass into hell, and Satan will be waiting for you. I was so angry. And because, after a while they found out about my past and that, I was running from this cult, like other small-minded, bigoted people. They started judging, they started accusing me of taking my daughter to cult meetings, and I'm like, does she look abused to you? Does she look like she's being carved up for sacrifice? Like, what the hell? It got to the point that even the priest was saying to me, oh, I want you to come down and to the, oh God, mind blank now, priest's house, the Presbyterian, or whatever.
Directory?
Whatever it was, where he lived anyway. Come down and we're going to have a bit of a prayer meeting or Bible study or something like that, he said. And I'm like, oh, that sounds wonderful. Yeah, sure, I'll come down. I got down there was these two strange people I'd never, ever saw before in my life. And, roll over, Dalton. Two strange people. I never, ever saw these people before in my life. And they're there and they started asking me strange questions. And I was asking them, like who the hell they were and where they were from. And turns out that they were nobody. They were just good friends of the priest from Sydney. Widow Bible bashers. And they were Bible bashers. They were the type of people that just pounded you and then judged you if you didn't listen to them. But, but basically, in a nutshell, they were nobodies. And they had no authority, they had no credentials, they had nothing. But they're asking me a lot of weird questions about my past and stuff, and I was explaining to them about this, that, the other, and how I was so happy, that now I was finally out and I had, was finally following my dream, to follow God and to serve God. I wanted so badly to be a nun at even one stage. I was going to be a nun. And walk down the street with another nun and make sure we all get none. So, I was so dedicated to the church, and they kept asking me all these dumb questions and everything, and then it all come down to, is my daughter safe? And I said, well, why wouldn't she be? She's here at the Catholic school every single day. Priest sees her every single day. She's happy, she's well fed, she's well dressed, she's well loved and cared for. Why wouldn't she be? She's not shown one sign of there being a problem. This was all based on their assumptions. I do have a rule, people. Never assume. Never break rule number 1. Never assume. Because you will be wrong. And when it goes wrong, it will blow up in your face. So don't assume. And that's what they were doing. They were assuming, all this stuff. And it ended anyway with, me getting quite pissed off worked out what was going on, and I said to them straight up, I said, well, first of all, I don't like being, you know, ambushed for one, but drawn down here under lies. You know, you're a priest and you lied to me to get me down here only to be, you know, bombarded with bullshit, basically.
False pretense.
And his last name, this priest, was Malat. Now, for those in Australia, you'll understand the name Malat. Malat was a guy, and most of the Malats in Australia are all related, but this was a guy called Ivan Malat, and he was a backpacker serial killer. He killed about, 15 people or something, and they were all backpackers, so he was known as the Australian backpack killer. And every time someone come over from, like, England or something, he was picking them up and killing them. And hiding all their backpacks and stuff at his mother's house, which, by the way, was around the corner for me. I knew he died when I found out that was his mother's house. And I only found out when the cops were there raiding the place. But anyway, so this priest, his last name was also Malat. And when all this bullshit was going down, I said to him, well, to start with, I don't like being lied to by a priest to get me down here under false pretenses just so that I can be bombarded and badgered. And to answer your question, yes, my daughter is safe, and yes, we're not all Ivan Malat, are we, Father? Having a dig at him, carrying a psychopath's freaking last name. And he had this big, like a weather vane type thing, and it was on top of the steeple of the church. And I said to him, that big rod that sticks up on the steeple of the church, Father? And he said, yeah. And I said, well, you can climb up there, sit on it, and effing rotate. And you can cram your Catholic Church up your ass. Because I said, I will never be back, and I will now forever be known as a recovering Catholic. I said, how dare you judge me and judge what's happening with my daughter? You send welfare around there, you check out my house, you interview my daughter, you do whatever you damn want. Because you're the one that's going to end up with mud on your face, and you're the one that's going to look stupid. And, you will be hearing from my lawyer. And I did. I sued the ass off him for the stress and just the bullshit that he caused me. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know, wrong socks. I do have blue socks. Should I put those on? Yeah, I think I should, shouldn't I? I'll put his blue socks on.
If it'll keep his feet warm.
Yeah. So anyway, that's why, I am a religious person, and I do believe in God, and I do believe, that we are here to learn so many things. But we're also here not to judge and not to screw people over. We're here to be decent people and help our fellow brothers and sisters as best we can. And that's why I always say to people, if you can do something today, help somebody else, then go out of your way to do it, because God is answering their prayer through you. And I do believe that very much so. So, but I do like having chit chats. I do like answering questions so that you can get to know us, our likes and our dislikes. And I don't have a sweet tooth, by the way. I am a savoury person. So that goes back to that favourite foods. Pa is the opposite. He has the sweet tooth. An extreme. Pa could eat a whole bag of peanut butter cups without even trying.
I get my sweet tooth from my dad.
Yeah.
He's the only one I've ever seen that has a sweet tooth equal to my own.
I've never seen a person eat as much as Pa does when it comes to sweets. Like, he'll polish off a whole bag of sweets. He can't just stop at one. He's got to have the whole lot, and says, oh, well, they're gone now.
I only do it because they get lonely.
Oh, because they get lonely. Yeah, right, whatever. He has an extraordinary... Like, he loves that Easter's coming up because he knows I'm going to go out and I'm going to spoil all the babies and they're going to get Easter baskets and lots of chocolate. And guess who gets to eat all that chocolate? Pa. He's going to eat all that chocolate. So he's sitting there gleaming. I'm making up all of these Easter baskets for the kids and his eyes are just nearly falling out of his head with excitement.
I do not.
You do too, because you know damn well that you're the one that's going to get all that chocolate.
Well, I don't sit there drooling over
Oh,
it while
you-
you're making the baskets.
You do too.
I do not.
You do. Don't be a fibber now. Look at this little man. Look at this little man. He's just so beautiful. This is my beautiful Judith Dames. You're my beautiful Judith Dames. Judah James was my, out of the 5, the real Judah James, that is. Judah was the first one born. And he was the biggest of the 5. He weighed in a hefty 5 pounds. I've got to think now. She was the lightest. She was only 2 pounds 1. And then I had Isaiah came. He was the first. Isaiah was after him. Those 2 boys both came in 4 pounds 9 and 4 pounds 7. That's right. And Danica was 2 pounds 8 ounces, I think. Nathaniel, he was only tiny too. He was only 2 pounds something. So Mr. Greedy Guts here, he was the heaviest. And he must have been getting it all. But they said that little Faith there, she was shoved way up the back somewhere and pushed right out of the way. So she wasn't getting what she needed. So she came out so tiny. Like, seriously, when she was born, she was only like seriously like that big or something. She was so tiny you could literally put her in the palm of your hand. We didn't think she would survive at all. You know, which was so good that they did survive though. And I'm so happy that I've got these babies because, you know, I don't know what I would do if I didn't have my baby clones. You know, they bring me a lot of joy when I can get to cuddle them and do things with them. They bring me a lot of joy. I know they bring Pa a lot of joy. We love, as I said, we love taking them out, don't we?
Yeah.
I love showing them off. You know, I take them to the doctors with me. They freak out because they got fontanelles. Oh my God, it's got a fontanelle. This doctor said to me, he couldn't believe it. He goes, it's even got a fontanelle. And I'm like, yep, it sure does. So he was amazed. And the female doctor I see now, like, she just gets freaked out because she's like, oh my God, they're so real. They just look so real. You know, and she's always asking me, oh, and who's this one? Because every time I go there, I've got a different one. And we got somebody different to take, don't we? You know, so we've got a couple that she hasn't met yet. She hasn't met Wyatt, Divinity. She hasn't met Klaus or Starlet. She's met the twins and Charlie. And I think she's met, I don't know, Judah. I think this guy. I can't remember who else we've taken. But we often randomly pick somebody. Did I miss a string back there? Oh gosh, I did. Got all the boys up and I forgot that they've got a string over here.
Just make sure he doesn't get strung up.
Oh, very honey, pal. Look. It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
See, we're thinking about what we need to do, and then we're going to be like, well, then we're going to go to bed. And everybody else is getting up thinking, well, what am I going to have for breakfast? That's why I said, welcome to the Vampire Chronicles. You know, the sun's due up soon, so we've got to retire to our, you know, dark basement and jump in our coffins. But, there. Oh, don't we look all spiffy? And he's just going to get a plain, simple little blue hat. Oh, come on, dude. Sit up. We got to wet your hair. At the moment, I'm just doing their hair in just plain water. Sometimes I do a bit of diluted No More Tangles. You know, just leave-in conditioner. And then about once every 6 months, I put a hair treatment through just to stop breakage and stuff. Because they can have definitive hair, they can have anything they want, but it can still break. And it doesn't matter about the quality. I've had some of the best top quality hair ever, and it still breaks. You know, it is dead animal hair after all. It is going to dry out. And when it does, it's going to break. Hang on, mate. I am trying to get it to unroll, and it doesn't want to.
At least they have definitive hair.
Well, they do. They do have the definitive hair thing going on.
I don't have definitive hair. That's why my hair fell out.
Yeah. And you had the thickest hair.
I know.
He had thick, curly hair, which is why a lot of our kids ended up with parts curls. There we go. Now I'll just dust his dummy. And we're just about done, because he was the last of them, thank goodness. I paid the price with my foot and my knee, and when I got to stand up, I'm going to scream because it's going to hurt like hell. All right, my love. Scooch it over. Grab your little koala here. He has a little lovey koala. There we go. Tuck your little leggies in. Get you cozy and across. I'm just gonna pop your head in there first. And then Dad can come and get you. And that's the last. All right. And Dad'll go put him back into bed. And I will put that up there for a second. Hang on. Oh, gee, look at this. Pa, can you grab my ankle and push it across, please? Just just watch my hip. Oh, just. That's it. Now, squeeze.
I gotta get the stool.
Yeah, don't worry about it now, pal. I was only joking.
Oh.
You can do it when we're done. Because that's about it. Oh, and my foot is real. Jeez, that is so tight.
Yep.
That is so
It looks
swollen.
like you could pop it with a pin.
And when you push on it, it's like Play-Doh. It's gross. It's so gross, guys. So anyway, I hope I didn't bore you to death and you enjoyed watching the babies get changed. We've already put the bigger ones in their jammies and grow suits and all that good stuff because it was just too hard to do them on camera. They're already done. The next time I change them will be to put them in their Easter clothes on. The day before Easter,
No.
I will try and start changing them and everything so that you'll see them in their Easter outfits anyway. Come Easter, babies will probably just stay in their jammies now. Park, could you just move Faith up a little bit? She's just down a bit low. But yeah, Par's he's got a really bad back, and his back is playing up because his bones in his back have worn down so much that one of his vertebrae is now fused with the other vertebrae, and they've become one big giant vertebrae.
Is she okay now?
Yeah, could you just turn her head to the side? That's it. Now she looks comfortable. And yes, so he's having a lot of problems with that. He's had 2 back surgeries. They've both failed. Haven't they? Oh, where are you? There you are.
They failed in a big, big way.
Yeah, so they failed him and let him down. So and they've told him that they cannot operate on him. His back's just too far gone, they said. And again, of course, having big and somewhat heavy babies, and we've got a 2-year-old coming. Good Lord. And our babies are not made where they sometimes can put, I don't know, kind of like a foam or something in them to make them a bit lighter. Ours are solid. They are solid silicone, and this little guy, he is not only solid silicone, he has a metal rod skeleton right through him. So that's going to make him even heavier because he's full of iron. So he is going to be one hell of a heavy boy. I'm picking him to be in the 40-pound range somewhere. So Pa and I might have to just like, one will grab him onto the shoulders, the other one will grab him onto the knees, and we'll go, oi, on the count of 3. And hoik him up into bed. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know. That ain't going to be good.
It'll probably be some.
And it's only because we have a dream. I want to replace who I lost, and I want to replace them at the ages that they were when I lost them. You know, so I have to try and get it that way. The only one we're not doing according to her age is my daughter Annie. She's tattooed on my leg. She was 17. She was forced to work at the main house where the cult was in the States, and she was serving this big, I don't know, dinner party thing that they were doing, rubbing shoulders with lawyers and judges. And apparently they spiked her drink, and then somewhere along the line OD'd her on LSD. And she knew very early that something was wrong. And she flew out of there, and she come running down to where we were, and she was screaming to me, You know, this blood-curdling scream, which I will never, ever, ever get out of my head. Calling out to me, "Mum, Mum." And I flew out the door just as she made it to the door and collapsed in my arms. And she said, "Help me, Mum, they gave me too much." And I asked her repeatedly, "What did they give you?" I went out the door, I screamed at them all standing on their front porch. And I said, "What did you give her?" And I told them, I said, "Help me." She died in my arms 10 minutes later. So we can't bring her back at 17. That would be ridiculous. I mean, that's borderlining on an adult-sized doll, and I'm not going there. So we decided to pick an age that we knew that Annie was the cutest and the funniest, and she loved Care Bears and strawberry shortcake and all that good stuff. And she was 3 years old. And her dad, which is Pa, wasn't in our life then because they had taken us away. And
I wish I had been.
yeah, but Annie would run to the front gate on her birthday every year without fail. She would run to the front gate and wait for her dad because she was convinced that her dad was going to turn up on her birthday with a birthday Care Bear. What was it, birthday bear?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she did that every year, right up until she was 17. Even on her 17th birthday, she waited at that gate for her dad, believing one day he will come. You know, one of my birthdays he will come, she would say. You know, today will be the day he comes. And it used to break my heart that she'd sit there waiting for him. And, you know, like I said, they just kept moving us around so much all the time, and it was so hard to try and let him know where we were or find him because his father was in the army and they kept moving around. And this is why me and Pa would be passing ships in the night, and we would catch up with each other for a very short time, and then one of us would be gone again. So nothing was permanent in our life, was it?
No.
We dreamed of living together. We just never got the opportunity. You know, we had kids together. We just didn't live together. You know, but then, yeah, unfortunately she passed away. So Pa said, well, then let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to the last time I saw her, and she was 3. And we thought, fine. So after our 2-year-old, you know, she's next. If we get to the opportunity to do the next one, because everything is, you know, we don't know if we're going to fulfill the dream, do we?
No.
You know, we don't know how things are going to go. We don't know if life's going to get so damn tough and so damn expensive that we just can't do this anymore. So we don't know. But if we do get to do another one, she's it. Our Annie is next. And then after her was Malachi. Then after Malachi is Billy. So we've got a 3-year-old, then another 3-year-old, and then a 5-year-old. Then we jump back and we do Mia, who is 6, and then we do Devon, who is 7. And then it's anybody's guess after that. That's the ones we're hoping to do. Oh, and Elvina, she's 2 as well.
Yeah.
And she's going to be heavy because she was my obese child. She was the one child I did have that loved food. Lots of food. And boy, did she know how to tuck it away. And she was my little tubby too, but, you know, her nickname was even Piglet. That's what we used to call her. What you doing, Piglet? You know, and it wasn't because she was just chubby. She loved Peppa Pig. That's how she got the nickname Piglet. But, you know, I want to do her, darling. I've even bought her already a little pair of high tops that have Peppa Pig on them and have Elvina written up the side.
Yeah.
Don't know. Elvina Eloise was her name.
Yeah.
She was such a cute, and you know the best thing about her was she was so comfortable in her own skin, and I love that about her. She was grossly obese. She was a big girl, you know, and she had a big round belly, the whole 9 yards, and you could put her in a tiny little, you know, frilly bikini, take her down the beach, and she thought she'd pose for the camera every time. You know, she'd be doing something on the beach and I'd go, Elvina, and point a camera at her. She'd pose because she thought she was beautiful. And I said to her, you don't think you're beautiful, darling. You are beautiful. And I used to love her to bits. She was one of my favorite people. You know, I loved her attitude. I loved her outlook on life. And she was only 2. You know, and I just adored that she just didn't give a damn. She knew she was a little different than other kids. She knew she was big, but she didn't care. She just thought, well, that's okay. You pick on me and I'll sit on you. You know, hey, there's some benefits to me being big. You know, I can sit on you. You know, so yeah, it was really, really cool. So we're looking forward to doing her. I don't know what else we can tell about us. We're cat people. That's what we can tell you about us. We do have a dog called Ginger. We love her to death. She's our one-eyed baby. She only has one eye. The other eye, her mother bit her when she was a pup and punctured her skull with her big canine. And people that bred her were going to put her down. They were going to knock her on the head with a hammer. I said to my daughter, I don't think so. You just tell them to give that damn dog to me. And we did. We raised her. And the eye that she does, well, it's still there. It turns right up inside the head, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. So it's just like she's got one, just the white of the eye and whatnot. And it's just like everything. It's expensive. You know, the vet said it's fine at the moment. Don't worry about it. Just leave it be. It's not bothering her. You know, she's obviously blind in that eye. But she said, just bring her up when you're ready, you know, and we can just close the eye or take it out. It's going to cost about like $800 or some crap to take the eye out, and that's a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money.
And that's just the
she also needs to be desexed, and she also needs, that's it. She just needs the eye done, and she needs to be desexed. Mm-hmm. You know, and we just got to, and I think she's almost due for her shots. So we do love Gin to bits, but we're cat people. We're definitely cat people, aren't we? Mm-hmm. Crazy cat people. I mean, we had many. We've only now got 2. My daughter took one with her. And then we had 2 cats, within a couple of months of each other, just completely disappear off the face of the earth. Yeah. And we don't know if they got bitten by snakes and went away to die. We don't know if the morons around here took them and they used them for dog bait, because there's a lot of illegal dog fighting around here. And they still use small dogs and cats and use them as bait to train their dogs. I don't know. It wasn't good. But yeah, it's sad. We lost our Luna. And we lost our Mr. Bojangles. Yeah. And I lost my Mr. Bigglesworth. He did get sick. And I went to take him to the vet, and he just wasn't here. He just didn't turn up. And he hasn't turned up since. And that was now 4 years ago. Yeah, he went missing. So. You know, it's been almost a year that the other 2 have gone missing. You know, and it's just sad because we do, like I said, we do have snakes here, and the snakes do get them. You know, which is because the cats are curious. They go stick in their nose where they shouldn't, and the snakes around here are tiger snakes and king browns, and those things are deadly. Absolutely deadly. So we don't know what happened to him. So what's left is with our two. Marmalade is our ginger boy, and although sometimes we just call him Rusty Nuts, but well, we do. He's ginger, isn't he? So, and he's a boy, so we call him Rusty Nuts. And we've got our fat cat, which we call Truffles, and she's getting old.
Yeah.
And she's nearly 12, I think. So I get a little bit sort of, you know, protective of her because she is getting old and I am going to lose her soon. And I wish I could bring her inside, but unfortunately you could put a kitty tray in every corner and she will still shit behind your cupboards. She's got this thing about privacy, I think. Likes to go behind a cupboard so you can't watch her. Even though I've brought her cat houses that are enclosed, she'll use them, but then she'll go use other places. You know, she's just a dirty cat. So for that reason, we can't have her inside. You know, which is really, really sad because, like I said, you know, like I love having her inside. Used to love having her sleeping on the bed with us, didn't I? Because if you got a ghost in the room, damn, that girl knew about it. I was on the phone with a friend one night, and we were talking on the phone. Pa was beside me. He was dead asleep. He was laying on his side. He was sound asleep. And I'm panning the camera around the room saying to her, look at the cat. Because she was watching the end of the bed, and she walked towards the end of the bed, and she was watching something. I said, we've got a visitor. And then this cat followed whatever it was. It walked across the bottom of the bed and it walked around the side and it was heading up the side towards Pa. And the cat literally leaped over me, leaped over Pa and sat right in front of Pa, between Pa and whatever was there. If to say, get out. And then just as the cat jumped over and stood there and looked at it and hissed, the bedroom door opened and then slammed. And I said, it's left. So this house is really creepy. We're not going down the ghost stories of this house because it's not good. There is nothing good here. I mean, we don't get your normal, you know, creaks and weird knocks. We get literal apparitions that pervert you while you're sitting on the toilet, wrap themselves around you when you're in the shower. They touch you when you're in the bathroom. They touch your hair. You know, we get severed arms reaching for us outside through the laundry at the wash line. You know, we have feet that walk under the house, don't we?
Yeah.
You know, we have people peeking at us around corners. We have our names called. We have doors that open by themselves, lights that flicker and come on and off. We have dark shadows.
I was in the shower one time and the curtain wrapped around me like a freaking burrito.
Yeah, and he could feel the arms hanging onto him and he couldn't get out. I've had somebody lift my hair up and drop it while I'm in the bathroom. Pa's been in the bathroom shaving, leaned over the sink to wash his face, and as he stood up, put the towel to his face to wipe his face, and he looked in the mirror. He said, there I was in the mirror behind him. He turned around, I wasn't there. I was sitting out here in the lounge room. I was nowhere near him. We don't have mirrors in the house for that reason, do we? Every mirror in this house is covered up with contact, or it's covered up with black garbage bags.
Or just not here.
Yeah, or we've just got rid of it. We do not have mirrors. I do not believe in that. Ugh. Doorways. Don't like them. But yeah, we've had microwaves smashed. we've had things thrown at us. My daughter's had things thrown at her. My daughter's, had voices in her room talking to her. She was staying in a caravan out the back, and she would go to sleep talking to her boyfriend on the phone, and he said he could hear her literally breathing and snoring into the phone, so he knew she'd gone to sleep, and there was his male voices there in the caravan talking. And he literally said to her the next day, who was in the caravan? Because he could hear male voices. There was no one in that caravan with her. There never was. She went to bed with the cat and locked the door. So, I've had that happen to me. I've fallen asleep with a sleep apnea app on my phone, recording whether I snore or whatever. And all I've got on there is a woman's voice, as clear as day, said she's caught COVID. And I listened to it, and I played it to Pa, and I played it to a few other people that were here at the time. And I said, what do you make of that? And we couldn't work it out. We just could not work it out. None of us were sick. And we thought, who caught COVID? And just as I said that, my daughter came home from work and she said, Mum, I've got COVID. We thought, whoa, that was creepy. I've had the most demonic thing in the house is a very dark shadow that is very tall. It's about 7 foot tall. It's a black shadow, and it just stands there and it just stares at you. And we've had a very solid grinner. Heavy footsteps. I heard it come in the room behind me because it's just plain wooden floors in the girls' room, and it walked in behind me, and you can tell I'm getting tired. My voice is getting really croaky. It walked in behind me. I thought it was Pa coming in. I'm bent over, going through laundry in a laundry basket, looking for a pair of pants for summer. And I thought it was Pa standing behind me, and I just said, I can't find Summer's good pants. And I went like that to turn to see what he was doing because he didn't answer me. And here was this thing bent over right here, like literally in my face, grinning at me, and it had a grin from here to here. And I do have, give me a sec, because I do have, it was a sketch drawing. Let me just see for a second. Make a conversation part while I look for this damn photo, because I do have a photo of what this thing damn will look like. And that's when I found out that they're called grinners.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the States have reported seeing them, in haunted houses and stuff.
I've seen drawings of them in different paranormal ghost books that I've read.
Yeah. Well, that's where I got this one particular photo from.
I've never seen
it. Was on it was online when I was looking them up, and somebody had drawn a picture of what they saw. And when I saw it, I thought, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I saw. The only difference was they drew the hair combed back. The one that I saw had a very wrinkly face, very short, very curly black hair, but it was extremely short. They looked really old, but their skin was really smooth at the same time, but it was just full of wrinkles, or it was soft, I should say. And they had beady, bright blue eyes, and this grin that went from here to here. And of course I want the photo and I can't find it. I'm going to see if I can look it up. Cryptic grinner. Grinner. It's not going to do it. Grinner. Okay, so that's pretty weird. What would you call it to look it up? I'm not really sure.
Probably a demon, I would think.
Evil cryptic grinner.
Here's one.
No, that wasn't it. There was somebody that drew a picture of it, and I don't know why I can't find it. And it was so cool because it was exactly like the one that I saw, but this stupid thing is like mistaking what I'm looking for. Drawing. It was a drawing. Okay, so this is a little bit better. We might find... No. The weird thing was the smile. Like, it literally... Ours is here. This thing's grin started here, came across its face and went right up the other side. Now, for me, seeing this thing, it was solid. I couldn't see through it. It was solid. It was there. You know, it was as if this thing had broken into the house. You know, I wasn't sure at first if it was real, if it was somebody broke into the house wearing a mask, you know, until I yelled at it. And I went, you know, sort of like, I went, oh, you know, and sort of like startled to see it at first. And it stood up straight and then just disappeared before my eyes. And that's when I knew that you know, this thing was demonic and it was in my house and I was pissed. I was extremely pissed. And this is not giving me what I'm looking for. I don't understand. It was the last time I looked it up. I found it really, really easily. Do you have any luck?
No.
Oh, it's on this phone that I've got now, so unfortunately I can't show you. I will try and transfer it to my other phone so I can show you next time. But I think this video is gone way over 2 hours and 34 minutes. So that's going to keep you company for a bit. But that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed.
Here.
Ah, there it is. That's the one. That one there. That one there looks exactly like what I saw. The only difference is this one, they've drawn it so that the hair is combed back. The one I saw was exactly like that, only the hair was short and curly. And that's what I saw in my girl's bedroom. That thing was bent over and smiling at me. Yeah, not good. Thanks, pal.
Yep.
So, on that note, guys, got to go because pa's got to, you know, get in here and juice me. Squeeze all this juice out of my leg before it falls off because, seriously, it's killing me now. And it is now... Crikey. It is now 20 to 9 in the morning, guys.
Yeah.
So, we're going to... Yeah, we've got to do a couple of things, and then we've got to get our butts into bed. So, if you can do something, guys, for somebody else today, please go ahead and do so. That is God, as I said, answering their prayer through you. And it's goodbye from me, Ma Silicone.
And goodbye from me, Pa Silicone.
And remember, be you. The world will adjust. Catch you all on the next one.
Bye, everybody.